Hey gang, it's your boy once again. We-On-Loc Nation. I'm not gonna spend my time wasting my time yelling at YouTube for all of what I should, what can be played, what can't be played. I'm not gonna waste my time anymore. I'll just talk to you solo at the dolo. I'm gonna talk to you like this here, so you can you can hear me out plainly. And it kind of sucks because I like the music that I play. But since they're going to take that away from me, then fuck it. I don't need to be playing the music anymore. But welcome to the show anyway. If the show goes on, the show must go on. Before we get into the topic, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please, if you can, become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. And sooner than later than sooner, things are going to be changing as far as the channel is concerned, as far as props and everything else. Is as soon as a little bit after my birthday. My birthday's next month, so July 6th is my birthday. If you could get, hey Bridge, if you could shout out your boy, go ahead and put a little something on the Cash App. Super chats are null and void, because if I start to play music again, they're gonna demonetize me, and it's like, it's whatever. I'm getting sick of white folks just moving the goalpost every time. So without further ado, the topic of tonight is a very important topic, because as it pertains to everyday life, you know, when we are on these YouTube streets, the focus and the premise is always about women. Women, how they act, and you know, what they get away with, and all this other stuff. Are they good mothers? Are they not good mothers? I always hear about single mother this, single mother that. It's all in a sham and scam, just to keep us down. I mean, sure, there are those in the community that just need a little helping hand, just need a little help, and there are those who just need to just man the hell up, right? And I often say, and I play a part of when the great doctor was asked the question, who is more responsible for as far as relationships are concerned? Are the men or are the women responsible for relationships? As you know, as far as financial, you know, mental health. Not too worried about the physical health, because you know, everybody pulls their weight nowadays, men and women both. Although men are stronger, there are assumed out there that many has stated that they proclaim that women say that men are weak. If they do this, they are weak. If they do that, they are weak. If you do not take care of your children, you are weak. If you do not take care of your responsibilities in the home as a period, you are weak. But then people can reverse it and say, well, you know, if he tells me what to do, and you know, I don't feel like doing it that day, and he doesn't do it just because it's in his duty to do so. I've heard that too. I've heard a lot of things. They say men are just weak, period. And I say this. Are real men of yesterday, the real men of yesterday, are they gone? That is the topic. Of real men of yesterday, not of today. Because if I asked you, the real men of today, who necessarily take care of their business, you know, don't go astray, or are they too masculine, or excuse me, too feminine? Do you believe the men of today are too masculine, overly too masculine, or overly too feminine? That is the question. That is the question. Don't forget to leave your comments in the chat box. I see somebody came in here earlier. Mrs. Greens, all things veteran health, wealth. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Definitely, definitely. Had a conversation with Nightish last night. Shouts out to Nightish. That is my brother from another mother. And we often have discussions about these things all the time. About manhood and how we're supposed to represent ourselves naturally. And the question still comes up, well, what about the women's responsibility? It all becomes all about the women's responsibility, right? And so I often say this, well, why don't we separate ourselves? This might be a good idea. I mean, you can chime in on that. You can say, well, I don't think it'd be a good idea because of XYZ. Well, then why is that? Well, let's put it like this here. Isn't it a good idea to separate from one another, to regroup, find ourselves once again, starting with the men, talking with other men, which is often happening, women talking with other women about what their natural role is. And then once we had figured that out as men, once women have figured it out, then at some point we all come together on a weekend, and either we have solved the problem then, which I don't think it's gonna start overnight, because I have to say that it's been a long struggle. It has been a long struggle, a long fight to come together as one people. But when you have these type of discussions at this magnitude, to agree to disagree for 90% of the time and no one budges, then it becomes a problem. It becomes a hell of a problem. So let me see if I could find this particular live that I was on. Other than that, how y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Like I said, things are going to be changing from here on in. If I can't get YouTube to cooperate, then I guess it's just going to be what it is. We don't have to play any type of music. We don't have to. Let's see. Let me see if I could find it. It was Nightish's channel. Let me see if I can find it on here. Give me just 1 second. Oh, it's right here. It is right here. I don't know why he's not up there. I have no idea why he is not up there. Let me see. I know we did the live last night. Here we go. No, this is not it. Well, so that we could. I hope he didn't. I hope he didn't get rid of it. That's the one thing. I hope he didn't get rid of it. Let me see, because he had one hell of a live last night. Here, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Mm. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use.
And fucking people's career up. People that didn't do a damn thing. Like people like to dismiss real foul shit. Did you see them numbers that they came out with about how many men are raising children that they thought was theirs? They don't have nothing to do with them. Then ridiculously high numbers. If it was like 10% or less, I wouldn't say that's ridiculous. Do you know the percentage? They said a third. A third of people with children are not the fathers of those children that they are taking care of. It's that kind of foul shit that has a man at his wit's end when he think about it. So let me understand this. You cheat. Check this out. You find out that the kid is not your child, it's your brother. What you mean, Nye? What you mean? The chick slept with the man daddy. So here he is raising a kid he think is his own, but his girl slept with his father, so he's raising his brother. How do you get over that? With your daddy, with your brother, and with the woman that you married?
Unfortunately, that's not it. But there are some cases where I believe that there's some cases where those things do occur. There are some cases where those things do occur. But let's get into the masculine part. Let me see.
Kenneth with the $2 says, trigger that mundane way don't get views.
Yeah. But there's other parts of it. For you to stand there and take that type of behavior, like you said, there's certain situations you got to agree with what Trigger says. You have to be evolved into something that you would want to see return to you in this world. But nonetheless, there are still rules and boundaries that you have to place. You can't get too far away from what is established within a given pecking order. You're not going to have no woman up in your face too long without giving a correction of some sort. I'm not being stoic. I'm not being Will Smith. I'm not sitting on a bench and taking my lashing from a nefarious woman. And then I don't want that line to be skewed that a man can't show his passion, because that was the thing back in the day that put a woman back in line. There's a pecking order, and I think we're far away from it. And when it's expressed too much, you can hear Trigger Mike say you have to evolve to something, because majority of the men would end up in jail. I don't believe in that. I believe that you can give that correction and make your stance and still keep a household and still show people what is required when they come to you. You be stoic with most people. I live in NYC. You be stoic and take somebody, they're going to take more and see how far they can go with it until you get put in a situation where you're like, you know what? I'm not playing with you. You got to see this side, because you take my silence as weakness. You understand? There's a certain There's a certain fine line with that. That's why I can't fully agree with that. I agree that you should evolve or something, keep yourself from situations like that, keep yourself from environment. If you accomplished and you no longer in the Jets, don't go back to the Jets. If you're in in a place where you have a family, don't put yourself at risk. The percentages lean to you getting in trouble. But there has to be a point where your child, like you said, your son with you, he has to say, my daddy don't play. My daddy's the covering over this house. And you're not gonna play. And he establishes the pecking order of what I want my daddy to be. So when he writing, making them little coloring books about you, my daddy's my superhero. He's not just one that took a slap in the face.
No,
I
never.
digress.
No doubt. And so specifically for me, when I was just thinking about what Trigger Mike said, I was thinking about men dealing with men. Like it wasn't even occurring to me like just taking that shit from women or whatever the case is. I'm thinking about men and masculinity. And
But that's
now Jay Hubbs, I
universal.
see you. You just not on camera. That's all. I see you in the back.
But not to cut you off, that's universal.
I understand, but I'm just saying my initial thought. I'm just thinking about men dealing with men in terms of what I am and not going to take on the chin. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Women generally don't threaten me. You know what I'm saying? Like even if a man come across my lane, and he talking crazy. If he don't have a level of physical prowess, I'm likely to give him more grace. Like, all right, now I'll give you a wedgie in this motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like I just generally think like if people are a little bit weaker, handicapped, retard. Can you say retarded too? What do you have to say? What's the word?
Intellectually
Challenge.
disabled.
Mentally challenged.
Mentally challenged. A woman. I'll be like, all right, now. Like this one time, I told this story, and then we'll get JP in. This girl, she was what they used to say. What's the word my dad used? A bull dagger. Y'all heard that word before?
Yeah, bull dagger. Dyke.
Yeah.
Like women.
Bro,
Yeah.
yeah.
So she pulled a gun on me, right? And I'm like, I said, you better stop now. Like, you better put that away before I take it from you. You know, like I didn't feel a level, like she didn't point it, but she flash danced with it. I'm like, all right now. I told you. But I just didn't feel a level. Now this was back in 2005. But even then I was just like, all right, you better stop. Stop it now before I take that gun from you and stick it up your ass. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just had that level, like I just don't see the challenge isn't the same. That was probably stupid now I think about it, but still. Jay Prince.
Here's the thing. Masculinity has been challenged for decades. No matter what the situation is, no matter who it is, it could be white folks, it could be women, it could be whatever the demographic. I'm questioning, where are the men of yesteryears? The men who took pride in their job, in their home, in the city that they live in, took pride in their kids. We are online literally telling other people of other demographics, because again, we're in different cities and different states. What are we actually doing? What do we really want to accomplish as men? Because again, I don't see it. All I see is talk. That's all I hear is just people talking. And this is not to denigrate anyone, because there are some married men. There are those who are married and those who are not married. Those who are married, I usually don't come for them. I usually don't come from it, because they already have established things in their house. They already is there. Too much complaining. They already established what they established in their home. It's like a covenant. But the rest of these Negroes who are just, as one put it, complain a lot. And I've heard some whining as well. I mean, the most diabolical whining, just the craziest shit you can ever witness. Talking about me being emotional. You know what that thing is signaling? It's signaling that you are a weak individual. It's signaling that you're not as noble as you should be. But people will challenge it. People will go about it as if somebody said something to their face, and real men take it on the chin. Like, I never got any well, I can't go there with my dad. I'll say this about my father. My father never backed down from a white man. My father never, ever backed down from anybody, as a matter of fact. I've always seen him as the baddest motherfucker on the planet Earth. That's what I saw him as until he got sick and he was conducive to a wheelchair. And even then he was a cold piece of work, but he was smooth. You know, that's where I got my smoothness from, I guess. My mom, well, she was a whole different story. I mean, she had to be masculine because of the profession that she was in. She tried not to take it home because all she wanted to do was relax. People would often ask, would you take if you got in trouble, would you take punishment from your mom or your dad? I said, my dad. They said, why? Because my mom would absolutely go crazy. I remember when I got suspended from school, she literally let me have it because I got suspended. She didn't ask, she hardly didn't ask any questions. She just knew that I got suspended. And to her, that was nearly a waste of time. Right? But now I often hear that men are not supposed to be spanking their children. No, you don't have to beat your children to the point where they can't stand. I've seen men punch the hell out of their children. I've seen it. I literally seen it with my own eyes, and I've seen it online too. Like, they would absolutely go crazy. I was like, no, there's no love there. There's no love. No, that's cruelty. That is cruel and unusual punishment. But then they take this patriarchy thing way too serious. It's like, we got to set an example for our children in this environment. No, you don't. This is the reason why they ended up going to jail in the first place. You over exceeding punishment. There's a thing being level-headed, and there's the thing being overzealous. Right? We don't have to, as me and Nightish talked about this last night, we don't have to be overzealous. You see, when I discipline my kids, I always give them, like, just tell me the truth. Right? I always look at them as just tell me the truth. And if I have to go and do some deep searching, some deep diving into some shit, then guess who's in trouble? And then when I get done with you, then a little later, I'll let you know why I did what I did. Okay? You have to have your children around you 24/7. Give them the love and the discipline, the order that they need. Also give them the education that they need. Give them the, give them a little leeway here and there. To me, that is love. That's what love is. Love is a type of condition that only two parents can wield better. Not saying that a single mother can't give any type of love to their children. Not saying that a father can either, but it's much better. It's much, much better than having two to give that type of love and affection towards the children, whether they be biological or or not. Let's get to it.
What's popping?
What's up, Hap? What's going on?
Oh boy. I forgot Jay Prince got what? 3-4 kids?
What's goody?
But I have to say, congratulations, big bro. You found love in the strangest place on the internet, but yet you found it. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations.
So one of my things I wanted to ask everyone before I get to my statement, since men can operate in a full frame of masculinity, should they be in relationships? That's one to just ponder on. If a man can't operate in a full masculinity frame, they natural masculinity frame that has been weaponized against men, should they even get into relationships? That's one. And two, my ideal of the masculinity is the person that sets the rules. When Trigger Mike was talking about he gotta not do something of fear of going to jail. Women's supposed to fear because men's supposed to lay down the law for women. Men shouldn't have to lay down law for other men. So my I hate to say this, but when you look at America, the people that own America and the laws of America, they the definition of masculinity. One, not only that they set the rules over here and everybody has to follow, including men and women has to follow, but yet they made this country great by going to other countries. And I know, like, okay, fighting could be, fighting is emotional, but men supposed to, your masculinity come in with using your intellect. You have to use your intellect over, your intellect should always rise above your animal nature, meaning that you can get violent, like somewhat what Hank was saying. You can get violent at any time, but you still got to use your head. But that don't necessarily mean that violence is supposed to be off the table. In certain
Hold up. Okay. Let me get it here. Violence is not supposed to be off the table. So let me get this straight. So you're supposed to lay down the ground rules, right? If you're a man, per se, which I do agree that certain rules should be in place. That is, if you're established enough for you to put rules in place. If you make generally more than her and you're a bit more, if you're a bit more established more than your mate, then yeah, you do have the right to set rules. If both of you are making money hand over fist, and both of you are independent, but yet no one is leaning on anybody for anything other than comfort, because both of you have money, both of you are, are insured, then ain't it apropos for the both of you to sit down and have some type of agreement if there is something to be taking place? Like what me and my wife do is like, we do the 50-50 thing, and like, I mean, I have my place, I do my share in the home, she does her share, everybody's happy. If you make less or don't make no type of money at all, let's just say, and I've had this conversation too. Let's just say the woman makes 166,000, makes 166,000 a year versus a man who makes 44,000 a year. Is he in place to make any type of suggestion, or he can make suggestions, but any type of rules anywhere? That's the question. And as far as laying down, physical contact is what I'm getting. Again, with the patriarchy shit, I don't know if that's patriarchy or not. Somebody help me out here. What JP is saying, I don't know if that's patriarchy or not, but you're not supposed to do anything physical to anyone. I don't care who you are. The preference is hands off. There shouldn't be any type of physical violence. I may have picked it up wrong, but I'm trying to get what JP is actually saying. I'm trying to get what JP actually saying.
Situations, sometimes it's cause for violence, especially like when you think about America. What made America so great? We got military veterans on here. They go in other countries and get what they want and what they need to make their country so great. They take.
Yeah, but we're not in the military. Of course, you have military vets. Mr. Fantastic is a military vet. Aaron's a military vet. I did not see what's his face? I think he left. I don't know if Scam is in it. I don't know if Scam went to the US Army or not. But you can't treat a woman like you would treat a military sergeant or officer, rather. You can't do that. You'll end up going to jail for that. In the military, it's a little bit different because you're being trained. You're being trained for 9 weeks, and yeah, that you're talking about something that could be mentally scarce to a woman if you ever want to, say, do bodily harm to her, which I don't think you would want to do. But then again, that's just me.
Over other countries. And when you look at the black race here in America, it's already documented that they look at the men and the women. The black race is the feminine race here in America. So, and a lot of people don't want to. A lot of people say, "Man, I know how to fight. I know how to do all this. I ain't feminine." No, to other men, you are feminine. You don't set rules where other men have to follow your black rules, African American rules.
Are you?
All right, let's
Can we
get a reply.
respond?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So first off, no, you're wrong on so many factors.
I know I'm gonna be wrong. Anything I say will come to you.
Yeah. Well, it's not just me. People in the chat saying the same thing.
A lot of people just don't want to face it.
Okay, well, let's not face it, but we can walk it down right now real quick. So first and foremost,
first and foremost, the black man is the most masculine man on the planet, and even white dudes acknowledge it. It's why white dudes always talking about you're big, you know what? They've acknowledged you from a sexual aspect and your sexual prowess. First L. Next
Well,
one.
masculinity come in different type of frames.
No, I'm gonna say it again.
You talking about our
Not
natural build?
I didn't
Jay
interrupt.
Prince, you gotta allow him to respond.
Okay, my bad.
So again, from a physical prowess, again, the biggest, strongest athletes, everyone gives us that credence. Nobody even trained, no one even challenges that. So the most important part, one of the most important parts, like we talked about, right? One of the most important aspects of masculinity is physicality and your physical prowess. Black men excel at that. Whether you're talking sports, even if you're talking aesthetically and the history of bodybuilding, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, was who? Ronnie Coleman, black man. So when you're talking about the physical attributes of a man, which again that gets to that point of violence that you talk about, your physical prowess can prevent a lot of violence from happening. Like I said, bigger dudes know this. Listen, nobody. I walk into a room, nobody's really trying to fight me. Okay, I'm the last motherfucker they want to fight. Just off of that alone, I could be the sorriest motherfucker without an athletic bone in my body, but just off of that alone, the most force you're gonna have to exert and the energy you got and the chance of you winning, I'm not the person you pick. All right, for most people. All right, not saying it's everybody, but whatever. But so then the point of you saying like you have to use violence, I need clarity on that. Are you saying violence against women? Because we're talking about violence against men. That's okay. So cool, great. So you're not so of course, yeah, but violence again, the smart man knows that's another part of that. I think the brother just said with Kenny P, right? You as a man are supposed to know when to be violent. Violence should not be your first answer because that could result in you being up out of here. All right. You can't be violent. There's always somebody better than you, as they used to say when we were kids, right? So, and then to your point of men do make the rules. Men make all the laws. That's historically. Women aren't making women aren't the majority of politicians. Women aren't the majority of leaders. Women aren't the majority of lawyers, lawmakers. So you're just wrong on that also. So everything.
What before you get too far, since we've been more specific and you said black men specifically, it's kind of crazy how you can sit up here and describe all this masculine stuff about us, and a lot of aspects I agree with you. But when you're in a position where you following you never in a position where you handle out rules and laws. Don't nobody follow you, not even your women. Your woman can talk disrespectful to you, and you better not say shit. You better walk away, right? You not. That's what Trigger Mike was saying. What you gonna do? Your woman come up there and smack in your mouth. You know why you train to say I don't put my hands on a woman?
Okay, that part I don't get. It's not that simple. First and foremost, a woman is not going to come up to you and do you dirty. Maybe if you're in an argumentative situation, I can see her doing you dirty. Like everybody's talking about this thing about the guy that was on that show that's in Arizona, that dating show, right? And he was a carpenter. No, he was a plumber. You know, the buff guy that was a plumber. And and it was like females literally called this guy's job, which is dumb, doxed him, called his job, and got him fired. Which I don't know why a woman would do that. If it was a woman at all, maybe it was somebody. Yeah, pop the balloon. I don't see that. Maybe it was women. Maybe it was a man. Maybe. I just think it was dumb. But yet, there should be no physical violence at all. Yes, but if you look at that, if you look at the tape, right? Literally, this guy came off a little off. Well, I'm just being honored. Well, could you present yourself a little bit better? Yes. Is there such thing as honesty? Yes. But this is the reason why, most everybody, but I believe it was one that did not pop her balloon, and he got lucky. So could it be the fact that he got lucky and walked out with a female? Right? Could it be because he walked out with a female, every other woman got jealous and called his job and got him fired? Maybe, maybe not. They are finding out that he's been lying about what? What did he lie about? Let's see. This is the part where task is missing. What does that mean? Task is missing. What was he lying about? See, this is where the slippery slope comes in. You're a man coming up on a pop a balloon show, right? In Arizona, where it's hot as hell outside, and you have to lie to kick it. Nah. See, this is where your first F up is. Oh, he lied and said he was losing his job. Also, he did not lose his job. Okay. So he just wanted a sad story. So what was the point of him lying about losing his job? What was the point of him lying? Allegedly, because I don't know. They are saying he was already fired. Oh. Well, that's false flagging either way. So you just wanted to. So if that is a lie, you coming up on somebody's podcast and telling your little sob ass story, that could potentially be a lie. You probably grew up with two good parents in the home, allegedly. You could have allegedly come with two good parents in the home, could have lived in the suburbs, or it lived in middle class housing or whatever. He raised 15, and donations. Yes, I saw that. I saw that. I saw that, which was, I don't know whether to call it fake or what. But you made your bones. The brother made his bones. Now, this is just another case of change of heart. If anybody has seen Change of Heart, this was a little bit on the, on the upgraded version side, which I don't particularly like, because even homegirl with the blue dress got on my nerves. The 23-year-old, she definitely got on my nerves. But the brother here, I think he was trying too hard. I think he wanted somebody to pay his bills. But again, allegedly, we don't know. We just don't know.
Because another man said, you touch that woman, I'm going to deal with your ass myself. And what you going to do? You going to walk your punk ass away, right? So okay. you not the one. Hold on. I'm not talking about you specifically. Okay. But another man told you how to, basically, another man is training you black men to get punked by not only your woman, your children, everybody in society get to do whatever they want to you, and you better not do a motherfucking thing. You know why you?
Wait, what job would this be? Please inform me what job would inform you of your I said that wrong. What job will expose you of any weakness other than the military? What job would even threaten your very existence? What job? I would like to know. Because if you do, oh boy, if you perform how you're supposed to perform on your job every week, every six days a week, whatever the case may be, there's what's called, you can do what's in your means, and your boss cannot overthrow you, because we have these things called unions. We have these things called unions for a reason. Because if you have a problem and that person, that person, whether it be a man or a woman, has a right to tell you what to do if you're, let's just say, if you're not if you don't have a position. But if you have a position and you've been trained on that position, can nobody tell you what to do? As long as you are trained in that position and there aren't any complaints about you, you're free to do what is necessary, because you've been trained in that position. The only complaint that should be had is if the job is not being done thoroughly enough. And then they have a right to get in your ass. But they don't have a right to get in your face. That's nonsense. That's why you got HR. That's why you have unions. Well, the women's are controlled by HR. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. And what is wrong with having a woman? Man, we need to change. If you don't, I say this, if you don't feel good about being on the job, then make as much money as you can. And with the money that you save up, put it in an Astros account and just go into business for yourself. However that goes, just go into business for yourself. If you don't want to take orders from a woman on the job, because that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Men make all the rules. Men make all the rules, but what demographic of men make all the rules? We talking white men or black men? First of all, none of you Negroes make any decisions whatsoever. In what economy? In what world do you make any type of decisions? You may make rules in your house. Why did I say decisions? I meant rules. What, you may make rules in your household, but other than that, I don't see you running no presidency. The Barack Obama, you will never get that again. You will never, ever get that again. Guarantee that. The only thing you're going to get are celebrities. Nixon was a celebrity. George Washington was a celebrity. Donald Trump, a celebrity. Yeah, get over it. Of course, yes. You could have said it any better.
A lot of us ain't gonna do it because we're scared to go to jail. We're scared to have a criminal record. We're scared to get taken out of here.
So what I'm hearing is you want to start whooping ass if she gets out of line. You know what? It's kind of funny. JP goes over to Sharon's and immediately the PhD, even I don't take a liking of her, she already knew that JP was going to come with some stupid shit. And he ended up getting kicked off because, if the rules are applied for the man, then they should apply for the woman too. So if men fuck up, or let's just say you have a license to beat a woman's ass, right? Let's just say you have a license. If she doesn't do what you tell her to do, you have a license to beat her ass. Let's just say that. Does she have a license? Oops. Does she have a license to beat your ass if you mess up? I'm asking. The pendulum swings both ways, right? I'm just saying. Because what you want to do is what people from overseas do. But this ain't Dubai. So goodbye with that bullshit.
Scared to even buck up at the what we call the man. The only people that black men gonna buck up at is the people that looks like them, which I would consider that to be very, very feminine. That to me, that's like a woman hitting on kids, right? You want the only people that you willing to risk it all for is not the people that set the rules and the tone. The reason why y'all in this position in the first place, right? So it's almost like hitting yourself instead of hitting. How can I put this? You know how people like a big old threat if a bullying on somebody that's small, and the smaller dude he just keep cutting himself to thinking that's gonna hurt the bully. That's what I see what black men do when they attack each other. That's the same dynamic.
Yeah. So just real quick before and everybody else go to it. So again, no, you're wrong because black men are the only men that are subject to the law. White men follow it, Hispanic men follow it, Asian men follow it. If any man puts his fucking hands on his old lady or a woman or a child, and you know what I'm saying, and illegally, you're going to jail. Okay,
no, but I thought we was talking about ultimate masculinity, right? Okay, it's not one. I have not seen one black man or no black collective of men here in America that set rules and not only forget setting laws, right? You don't have systems. This is another part of masculinity that we don't talk about.
You're false there too.
No, hold on. Do you so ready to just disagree?
Well, JP, he was kind of mid-sentence. You are clarifying a point, but he's actually allowing you to clarify the point in terms of because you are clarifying, but it's actually his turn.
Yeah, but you're still wrong because again, Nation of Islam is a perfect example of that. A lot of black organizations is a perfect example of black men setting rules, and not only the men following, but the women following also. Hell, Hebrew Israelites is another example.
Because they own their own establishments. That's why there are rules and regulations set in place. Because the nation has been that way for decades, millennia even. And the Israelites, same thing. There are those cultural, I call them cult, but it's actually cultural. Those cultural groups that also have established their own economic statuses for absolutely reasons that often can be explained. They build shit and they build on top of shit, on top of shit, on top of shit. Right? Just like, for example, the people in Dubai, they build shit. They have their own personal dungeons, right? And they are known for keeping people locked up. But the difference between America and the people in Dubai is the people in Dubai, when it comes to their prisons, are too nice. The prisons in Russia are too dark and gloomy. The people in prisons of America, well, it's a mixture of just it's just eh, it's nice, but I wouldn't want to be in that mother. You don't see no glitz, no gold, no glamour anywhere. You just see a whole bunch of niggas wanting to get at you, right? Whether they want to recruit you, if they don't want to recruit you, then you're going to be somebody's broad. If you ain't somebody's broad, you're going to be a dead individual, right? So I wish the whole patriarchy would start, due to the fact that the laws here in this country were, they said, if they said it were designed for women, I want to see it. Because honestly, if you think as a man that women yield this much power, if you think that women yield this much power, I want to see it. I'm not talking about the feminist movement, because that's governed. I'm not talking about the LGBTQ HIV movement. That's governed. I'm talking about real women in position to do what you think that they are set in place to do. I would love to see that. And if it's not so, then that means, my friend, that you have a weak mind. You should already have things established in place. As a man, men should be able to work together and establish some things in place. But for the simple fact that you don't, for the simple fact that most of you talk shit, the simple fact that most of you can't even get along, for the simple fact that most of you individuals hate females, it's a problem. But I never got that from yesteryears. I never gotten that. I never gotten a man in my era, how I was raised. I never gotten that. I mean, of course, you have your argument. You have your arguments here. You have your arguments there. But everybody in my era was married, then divorced, then married, then divorced, then married, then divorced. But at least we had a community. I don't know what the hell this is.
For that, right? So again, there are direct examples that I can give to you. Boys, shout out to King Randall. Boys clubs, or not clubs, excuse me. Boys schools, to where you have black men that are training black boys how to be the next example of a black man that can be. So again, I don't know why you keep trying to denigrate us and that, like,
which is what? Being the best version of what that has many categories. So which ones are we talking about? Are we promoting military? Are we promoting military? Are we promoting science? Are we promoting like STEM jobs? Are we promoting like carpentry work? Are we promoting plumbing? HVAC? What are we promoting? Doctors, lawyers? What are we promoting? What does being the best version of us, what does that mean? What does that actually mean? If I wanted to do all that, I could have done that at home by myself with my son. I could have done all that. We need something systemically in place for a young man to succeed. You're just talking shit at this point.
Like, we don't have any rights in this country. We don't have any authority in these countries. No. And when again, it's just nothing to, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're using a white supremacy argument without saying it.
Okay, well,
he said white supremacy argument.
Thing, right? One, this is another part of masculinity, right? if black men is the leader of their race, they should be responsible of their race, right? You don't have systems when children in need, when black children are in need, when black women are in need. The first call is not to call black men. The first call is to call a white man system to protect them, to provide for them financially, physically.
No. See, this is what I mean, and I hope Flora is a big influence on you. I really do. No shade, no shade at all. I really do hope that she is a big influence on you, my brother, because you're gonna need some assistance. And let me further tell J Prince, listen to the woman. Just have a frame in mind to listen to what the woman has to say. She may give some good advice. And if she gives good advice, please find it in your heart to go with the premise of what she is saying. Just flow with it. And if it doesn't work, then put your 2 cents into it. But until that time, brother, just do what she says.
And all sets. This is the reason why your black women say they do not need your black butt, your black male self. You know why? Because there's another masculine man out dominating you in other areas. Forget the physical stuff. That macho stuff is okay. That's good when you're a kid. You want to prove that you're tough. I'm saying as an adult, and to reach out, and when you talk about the Muslims and stuff like that, no disrespect to the Muslims, but where's these people at when we getting gunned down in the streets? There's no masculine man brave enough to, no black masculine man is brave enough to go mess with that dude what's the dude that killed Trayvon Martin? Dude's
No, okay, now you're going into a different see, okay, now he's going into a different field. Okay, first you talk about the workforce. Then you dabble on over to, what happens on the street. And I would have to say, if people really were about that life, and most of us aren't, because I believe in revolution. I believe if you want something bad enough, you'll die for it. I believe if you want something that bad, because if you want peace, you got to be prepared for war. If you want something that bad enough, you will definitely put your life on the line for it, like so many others before us. I don't see that now. You never will see it, because so many people proclaim that they are the leader. I'm 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 the leader. No, I'm the leader. I'm the leader. I don't want a leader. I want leadership. Big difference.
still walking around in that his gun that they use to delete a black man or black boy potential to be a black man's worth millions.
We're gonna skip.
Yeah.
I'm saying, your own people the most. But when you juxtapose it and you flop it, even though there are 5 times more white men than black men, you still have more black men murdering white men than white men murdering black men. Now, and then furthermore, to further that point, again, still in the whole
And what he needed to say. So yeah, this thing it's been happening, John Henry with the $5 says, JP, you're using the argument to promote fear and subservience. Come on, man. Freezan Lou says the nerve of one who slapped his daughter to the ground in a Walmart to tell someone. I don't like chats like this.
Nah, we ain't gonna
actually being stoic and taking the time and preaching the message that he preached. That he preached, instead of taking your view like Shaka Zulu style and just everybody just kill white.
See, go answer my first question first before you try to step around the second one. Stats, and they still
emotional. because it's an insult. But if he said what I wanted him to hear, he was
at the precipice of it.
Here we
White
go.
folks don't control.
See, I used to not like Scam so much. I know I like him now. Because he's all about that dust. It's all about that dust. Let's see what he says.
Oh, the fucking economy, bro. The richest people in this country, white people are what? Number 7, number 8 in their own country. Stop using it as an excuse.
Dude, stop with the fucking numbers. All right, Mr. Fantastic. Stop with your fucking numbers and fucking gimmicks and all this other shit. No one ever listens to fucking numbers anymore. No one gives a fuck about stats anymore. You know what they care about? Results. Where are your results? Oh, I forgot you retired from the military. My bad.
Please, especially again, even more so when you are one of the people that's eating off the white man. Stop.
Scam. What's popping? What's up, Hank?
What's going on?
Somebody got some like.
What's up, man?
Goody. Go ahead, Scam. I'm listening.
Oh, I was going back to the real conversation before whatever was said.
Yeah, I got you.
The problem with masculinity and femininity and all that is the abuse of the words, and they're used in bad faith. If masculinity identifies as male, then femininity is as female. And let's be real, the problem is emotional management. If a woman starts yelling, they call it masculine, but a male starts yelling, they call it feminine. It's either one or the other. So how can this be true? If yelling is masculine, then okay, men are being masculine, women are being masculine. If yelling is feminine, then women are being feminine and men are being feminine. If that's the case.
I put the link up there if anybody wants to come up and chat. I mean, we want to make this I didn't want to make this a combo, but yeah, I guess we got some free time to do just that because we want to be fair, but at the same time we want to be fair about this because we've done the whole woman thing. I believe in women should deal with other women as far as togetherness, you know, the discipline, the whole night. My wife, for example, she disciplines, even though I take part of it, she mostly disciplines my daughter. And I discipline my son because he is me. I am him. Both of them came from me. But I see me in him so he can be that guy once I get up out of here. Right? Knock on wood. I'm only in my 40s. I want to see if I can reach my 90s. Not everybody lives to be 90. Just saying.
You want to teach women how to be feminine, teach them how to keep yelling at everybody. But they keep using the words and throwing them at a convenience. Or you're being emotional. Let's be real. People are emotional, men and women. It's about emotional management. How do you manage and how do you use them along with the logic, which they run together like a positive and a negative? They're supposed to run together and you're supposed to use them properly.
Yeah.
If emotion is so bad, why would you go to entertainment platforms? Entertainment is 99% emotion. Sports, only a few people playing, everybody else watching. Why? Emotion. It's not logical. It's all emotion. Entertainment, acting, leaders who have influence, usually influenced by emotion. Charisma is about inspiring emotion.
Mm-hmm.
But they throw it in convenient time. You throw it over there in the feminine just to win a point, or throw this over in the masculine. Somebody was talking and they were saying, well, women get out of their logic and get emotional. But I thought you said the women were emotional and men got the logic. So how did they get out of their logic? I thought they didn't have any. But versus it being a box to put people in, the men over here, women over there, men over there, and everything, you cross the line. You're a woman, man. Why not it be actual connected to a value system? What is it that you actually need to actually thrive? Put some actual good character behind it, some optimism, and say, this is how you manage your emotions. This is the time to raise your voice, lower your voice. Let's be real. Actors, entertainers, pastors, your favorite people. But all people who inspire, or comedians, that's all emotion. Comedians get paid millions of dollars to change the way that you feel and the way that and influencers get paid to change the way that you think, and they usually navigate through your emotions first, then connect the logic to it. And if women are so emotional, why would you throw more logic at them? Well, the numbers. They're not logical.
Go ahead and like and subscribe. Can't even speak. Like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, let's just face it. It's like 90% whack-a-mundo, 90% of just chaotic, just chaos, just a bunch of ratchet shit, 10% positivity. Because, I mean, if you've been on these streets as much as I have, you know that is the business model, right? The business model is keep it ratchet long enough for money to go up, even though YouTube is the business model, because number one, there are commercials involved. If you go to the algorithms, you see there's a big difference when you see that money sign on the screen when it turns green. When it turns yellow, it's like, we'll have to take a second look. But when it turns red, you get nada. But motherfuckers don't care about that. Motherfuckers only care about cash apps and looking good. It's not about community. It's not about community. It's not about making our boys better. It's not about that. Most of them don't even know who they are. Most of them will always continuously say, I'm a Black American. I'm a Black American. I'm an African American. I'm an African American. Yet you're losing. Doesn't matter if you're an African American or Black American. If you look up the words, what do they mean? What are the definitions of what they mean? But that's too steep for y'all. That's too steep.
Cool, according to you. So why would you beat them with more logic? They don't understand you. Like, they just throw words out here.
Yeah. All right. So let's
at a point of bad faith, because I know I can. If the dude above me, if I want to make him mad, you're raised by a single mom. You're being emotional because it's an insult. But if he said what I wanted him to hear, he was masculine. Everything was cool. He said what I wanted to hear. Let's be real. It's all about convenience and people coming in bad faith.
The reason why he said that is because when I was of course, it was on Nightish's panel, right? Nightish was holding some good conversations with some people until some guy came up. Not gonna mention no names because he doesn't need to have his name out there. I don't care for it. He ends up calling Nightish because of his belief system and what he believes. He believes himself to be an American, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. Although that would not be my cup of tea. We don't discuss things like that. If we really wanted to have a discussion like that, it would be most likely in private, because we don't want to get anything confused or misconstrued. So he comes up there and calls Nightish whitish. I guess it was all because Nightish came up to some white man's platform and shot the shit with him, and it was a free flowing conversation. And I guess Nightish said something that got under this guy's skin, and he started disrespecting him, calling him every name. You're too old, and this and that, and this and the third, blah 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 blah. I came in there and basically said you need to respect your elders a little bit more, right? And then that's when Scam came in and he just dusted him. He just dusted him. I guess that's the reason why he killed, because he kept saying every time we kept talking to him, it's like we were raised by single moms. What does that mean? The way you talk, you was raised by a single mother. The only thing I can say to that is okay, cool. I mean, I was raised by a single mom. Where's yours? I was raised by a single mother. Where's yours? I had both my mother and my father in my life, even though they separated from each other. Where's your dad? Where's your father? My father is, if I had a single father and something happened to my mother, and the person that could raise me would be my father, would that mean my father would have to teach me how to be more masculine than I should be? And if that's the case, I should be whooping your ass every time you disrespect me. Is that the case? No, that's too uneven. Your mother is supposed to bring that balance. Feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine. My dad is supposed to say, you're supposed to beat his ass. My mom is supposed to go, You go through the protocols first, and then if he puts his hands on you, then you can whoop his ass. See how orderly that goes?
Is he done?
Yeah.
It's funny you talk about people coming in bad faith and then people saying shit like this. Again, is logic capable? Has anyone said that women are completely totally illogical? Has anyone ever made that women operate without logic whatsoever? Has anybody made that argument ever?
Like
Why does Mr. Fantastic always look at certain arguments a fight? You're 42 years old, man. You might be older than that. You're too old for that. I'm gonna be the bigger. I might just be the bigger man and just say, you know what, you won that. You won that argument. Go ahead. We're getting too old. We're showing our age each and every single time. Us men, women, they don't care. Men, we show our age each and every single time. It always slips to another number. What I mean is, if I am, let's just say I'm 37 years old, right? I'm 37 years old. Each time I come on a platform and start arguing and fussing and fighting, and all of a sudden it turns into threats and all this other shit, my age automatically goes up 10 years. You know why? Because we show our immaturity. We always show our immaturity. We always age fast because I believe this is coming from God. Let me explain a little further before I go on. The more we fight each other, it's like the more we age faster. It's just like the dinosaur. We are the dinosaur. We are fading. We fade because all we seem to do is fuss and fight. There is no solutions. There are very few channels that I participate in and some channels that is like, there are solutions, but they are to be put into practice. They have to be put into practice. All these specific things have to be put into practice. Do we want leaders or do we want leadership? Where are the men of yesteryears? That's what I want to know. Are these the men? Do you want these men to be responsible for you?
The absolute. I
Yeah,
don't
as if
think
they lack it completely. They're not capable
no,
of doing it.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
No,
on
I
this
haven't.
platform, I
Yeah, I
personally,
haven't heard anybody just say straight they don't have any logic.
yeah, yeah, cool. So again, so now we're going to treat women like children, and we're talking about women,
Oh
not
my God.
girls. So we're talking about
Oh my God. I brought her out. I can't believe this. You know you're in trouble when you bring out people from out the clouds.
Okay, I don't really talk online, but I just wanted to see how it would be when I show up.
Only on mine, right? Only on mine, because I rarely see you anywhere. Well, do I see you anywhere else? I don't think I see you anywhere else.
No, I've only been on once before with another content creator. Put it that way.
She
This
said
is
a
my
hard
second,
no.
and
Go
I
ahead.
didn't stay long because I don't really talk well online. So
You're talking fine to me. You go right ahead. See,
uh,
this is what I normally do. I let women just freestyle. I
well,
let them.
I think I need to catch my breath first. So I'm gonna let you talk a little bit. Now I may chime in.
Well, hey, you got some wine?
I
You got
need
some
some.
wine? You know how women y'all are when y'all drink wine and just had a little sip. Like, okay, now I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed now.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know where you're from, but around this time, it's winding down. It's 112 degrees, so I
Oh
suggest you drink.
yeah. Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Wow. No,
Yeah,
I'm in
it'll-
California.
yeah, yeah. You're not too far from me. Yes,
Oh,
112 degrees. Yeah.
well, my computer is saying 82 right now, so it's not that bad.
Well, that's it. That's in California. I
Yeah.
am in Nevada.
Oh gosh.
Yes, I am in that
And
area in Las Vegas. Yes,
and this time of the evening at 100 and what'd you say 102?
100, 112.
112. At this time of night, that's pretty bad.
And let me see. Well, it has wind down, so I would assume it's at 100, maybe 99. When the sun completely. Yep. No, I was wrong. Yeah, I'm right. 102. 102 Fahrenheit. So sometime by tonight, it should be about in 90 or 88.
Wow. So I'm sure you have to run your air all night, your AC, because that's
Oh
too hot to go to sleep.
no, because I got these new fans. I just bought these particular new fans, and they blow cool air.
Oh, okay.
But I got to constantly, okay, I gotta put this in this room. I gotta put this in that room. Oh, I'm calling in this room there. Okay, all right. I gotta unplug it and put it in that room. I was like, nigga, if you don't put on that goddamn fan that's in your room, but it don't work. So what? Fix it. I'm hot too.
Exactly.
And and I love this. Could you please go to the store? I said, for what? Ice.
Right.
What is up with you ladies and ice? Not to throw the subject
No,
off, but what is up with y'all ladies and ice?
it's soothing. I mean, some people just love to chew it, you know?
I would say something, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it PG. But what were you gonna say to the topic at hand?
Well, I'm still kind of listening, but it just seems like uh, there's a lot of talking and back and forth and all that, but there's nobody really trying to establish any solutions, you know? I
Hmm.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Seems like this can go on forever and ever and nothing would really get solved or established.
Well, well, you are correct in this sense. If you want something done, I often would say you have to do it yourself. And if that
Yeah.
means going to your who would you go first? If that means going to your counselor, if that means going to your senator, your legislator, whoever is in charge in your district, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And you make a specific order stating that something is misplaced in your community and you would like to fix it. That will be the only other that would be an option. The other option would to be is to have a majority, not a majority, a minority of people with you, a handful of people with you within your circle that you know that can possibly get some work done with you. That would be the only thing that I could think of. Other than that, this is just online talk.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. And I guess you really need some leaders that can really organize something like that, like what you're saying. Um,
Mm-hmm. Would you take?
and
Would you take? Or let me ask you this: would you take orders from a man?
oh, all the time.
Okay, so I take orders from a woman all the time. So what's the problem? What's the disconnect?
I don't know. I didn't, like I said, I didn't realize that we had such a problem until I came on to Black YouTube.
She said
To be
black
honest.
YouTube. Hey Vaughn, guess what? I got somebody to come up. I bring the best out of all of them. Even the
Yeah.
raccoon. I got a raccoon mad. And the raccoon hissed at me. I'm like, what did I do? Let me play a little bit because it got a little heated when you came before you came up.
Okay.
Both human beings, and we're not going to hold them to the standard of being able to process this simple information.
Don't have any logic.
Yeah, cool. So again, so now we're going to treat women like children. And we're talking about women, not girls. So we're talking about adult human beings, and we're not going to hold them to the standard of being able to process just simple information, numbers, and whatever, and language and everything else. First off, okay, that's why. All right, the reason why you keep throwing logic at them is because they, as an adult human being, they're responsible for being able to process logic and being able to respond logically. That's why. So again, it's funny when people talk about disingenuous conversations or not in good faith. And as an adult human being, you say something as outrageous as a whole gender of at least half of the gender that makes up fucking human beings can operate completely, totally without having a logical standard is just unbelievable to me.
May I reply?
This is what we talk about. I'm almost done. When people get frustrated and then you start yelling and doing all this shit because the person just did this same routine they always do and didn't say anything of value, didn't say anything that's substantial or even sensical, and expect this to be a serious conversation. This is just unrealistic. This is unbelievable. I'm done.
Why are you proving my point? And it wasn't even directed to you. But if you want to make it easier, if that logic is so logical, why is it when you pitch the stuff, all the bullshit you be pitching, why do women keep getting worse? Show me the logic in that.
Damn, Scam.
Good
Damn it,
question.
Scam. That's a really good question. You see, and again, he and another person always loves throwing out all these particular numbers and statistics and all this other stuff. And I say most of those numbers come from census. I don't do the census. I don't do the systems. I rather even vote other than locally. Other than locally, I vote. I don't vote. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
What president is, what person is worthy enough to become president? So far, there were none that I could think of. Maybe you can qualify. I don't know, Donald Trump to be a good president. Maybe you know. I don't. Maybe you appoint Barack Obama to be the only black president, even though that's not true, but different story for different day.
It's not true.
Huh?
It's not true. He's not really Black American, right?
Oh. Do we really want to get into that discussion?
No, not really.
I don't want to get mad.
No, I don't want to go into it. But I don't know. I don't really see what he did for us either. So I don't know. Whoever was in office, it didn't really affect me personally, to be honest. I'm still doing my day-to-day stuff.
Not even the president that we have in office today.
I don't know. I don't see any differences. I mean, I guess if I piped in and really listened and all that, but I don't see much change.
What would you like to see change? And then I'm gonna what up, Bon? What would you like to see change?
I don't know. I guess more of the equal opportunities for everybody, and equal pay between genders and races, because there is a difference in that.
Interesting.
Just a lot of things.
So you want to see equal pay between the sexes? Okay. Now,
yeah, if they're doing the same jobs, why not?
Okay. I don't have an issue with that. Although these, not other than Hamp, well, I don't count Hamp. And I really don't count Scam, but the rest of these dudes, they might have an issue with that. Because
I didn't hear you. What did you say? Something happened with your voice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said, other than Hamp and Scam, the rest of these dudes, including Mr. Fantastic, might have a issue with that. Why? They will often ask you, what do you deserve? Why do you deserve to have equal pay if you have not done the equal amount of work that a man does? That would be a question for them,
Well,
not for me.
I'm saying if it's an equal job and you've done the same training and everything like that, I don't see why you shouldn't. I mean, there are some jobs that are strictly for men or should be considered more masculine, and I could see where you would get paid more for that. But if we've both gone to school and got trained in the same way, same same everything, then why not get paid the same?
Okay, I'll leave it there. Vaughn, what say you?
Well, what? Which one? The equal pay?
Yeah, that part and masculinity. Are men of yesteryears gone astray?
Yes.
Men of yesteryears. What type of which men of yesteryears? Which men are you talking about?
No crybabies. How about that?
Real men.
What's real
Yes.
men? What's your definition of real men?
That really take responsibility, take accountability, that know their place, know that they are the ones that establish authority and all that, and they're not sitting around complaining about what they can't do.
Yes, like sperm donors.
I think it depends on the society that we live in. Is more so have evolved and have changed. She's right as far as how men back in the day, how they looked on it and what they did to survive and to keep striving. I think it's not in this type of generation. It's different. It's a different atmosphere. It's grown differently. But we had to understand when we was young, our parents used to say the same thing about us. So it depends on it has a lot of elements in it that has changed. So you got some men in this generation that don't complain. They true hustlers. But then you got men that do. But men complained back in the day too about how the system was doing them. A lot of them protested and everything. So I think she's right as far as the equal pay. If they doing the same job like an executive, they both went to school, they both went to business school, graduated, whatever. Executive jobs like that, they both doing the same job. Yeah, women should get paid the same as men. But then in other jobs, no, because they can't do the same activities as men. So it depends on the job.
Do you know that this man is 29 years old and has listen? He could, man. Hey, I'm doing a single man, single woman panel pretty soon. All right. Man, don't let him tell you any different. All right, just want to throw that out there. But here's the thing: I need those strong. I need them killers. You know what I mean? I need them killers. If like something were to happen to you, right? The neighbor knows who you are, knows your parents, knows the mom, hell, even knows the grandma. All right. It used to be when you effed up, they told your parents, and then they
Yeah.
told your parents' parents, right?
Yeah, they did.
I don't see that. That's gone.
It is. You barely even know who you live near.
All that shit is gone. And then I witnessed too much crying going on. the women are taking over and they have so much power. I say, where? Where? What you talking about? The feminist movement? They're governed. Where?
They make it sound like the aliens are coming or something.
Yeah, the green little aliens that come from outer space and they touch you and your prince.
Yeah.
Even though Prince would whoop your ass, but even at 5'7", hey, Prince was masculine now. Prince will whoop your ass.
You also got to look at the change of laws and things like that too. Yeah. And plus, it depends on where you live. In rural areas, they still keep on the same things as far as what you just described. Depends on where part though. But like in an urban area, look what they did. Someone hear you beating your child, they call the police. Police come, ready to lock you up. So those things has helped change the way people beat their
discipline.
Discipline their kids. So
you know what I say to that?
Just don't blame it on the people. Let's look at the people who changed the law. Let's look at these corporations that did that purposely, so they could take people's kids and take care of them for funding. So let's also look at that also.
You a damn fool. She said Prince could get it. Hey, you know what I say to that? I often would put my kids right on the freaking porch. I'll be like, okay, so you called them, right? So you tell. I was like, is this your son? I was like, yes, this is my son. And I'm gonna tell him, you can go with them if you like, but if you go with them, don't come back. That's my argument.
What, to take the child?
Yeah, if you want to take the child, go right ahead. But guess what?
They probably would. They get funding for it. They probably would. They could get funding for it. They probably, okay, thank you. I'm going because I'm gonna get funding for your child.
They'll just throw them in a foster home somewhere and
right. And the foster home will get funding. So they're gonna say, sure, we'll take your child.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then your child goes in some type of like she said, some type of foster home, may get abused. Look at all those commercials you seeing now, and people that was in foster homes or group homes, and they suing now for molestation and everything like that. You mean tell me you gonna let your child go into something like that? Nah. As soon as it get caught up in the state, you don't know what'll happen to your child. But they part of the ones that change the outlook of society. You can't even touch your kid. You try to beat your kid, and man, I remember my mom. We act up in the supermarket. Oh my goodness! you try that now, and see if someone don't call the police on you. You try it now.
But they do say that you can spank as long as it's an open hand to the bottom.
Right.
They specify what you can do, but right at the moment when you're really mad at the kid and all that, there's no telling what you really will do.
Right. And remember, you remember back in the day, they go get the switch, and the switch used to leave marks on your body. You go to school with those marks. Oh, they calling the police. They calling CPS. All those things took a toll as far as how people discipline their children. And some children, they know it. You can't touch me. She let me say that to my mother or my father. My teeth would be in my brain.
Right.
That's the problem with most people. Most people will let the government take over your households, which is quite stupid. Dictate, yeah. Just the whole dictatorship all around. And if you think politicians actually make you think that you're gonna have some type of change, you're gonna have to want change. You're gonna have to buy within your means, if you know what I mean. But nobody wants to believe me when I say that. You know, it's all politics. You're gonna have to buy your politicians, as one would put it. But let me get back to this and see if I can make some sense out of this, because none of this makes any sense. Other than, like I said, Hamp's married. Who else is married?
I only know two people here. That's Scam. Scam and Hank. I'm not familiar with the rest.
Hank is, Hank's a good old boy. Scam, he's grown on me a little bit, even though he's still a troll, sort of a speak.
Well,
I would rather.
He would say that he's a troll, but he do be spitting some wisdom. You know, him and Hank was he spit some wisdom at times. Well, I heard him spit wisdom.
You know who also?
What happened
You know who spits wisdom?
What'd you say, Bridget?
Oh, what happened to Jay Prince? He was there.
I have no idea. He's listen. That's my boy and all, and congratulations on him and Flora. Now, I hope Flora can give him some type of stability. That boy is still all over the place, but that's my boy and all. But my advice would be, if you have a woman like that, just listen to her and see if you can get some type of stability out of it. And if it works, just let it flow. Just let it flow. If not, I mean, if it doesn't work, then put your input into it. It's just like if Bridget were to tell me, listen, we're going to Disneyland and we're going west. I'm like, why are we going west when we need to be going east? Just trust me. We're gonna go west. We're gonna take a shortcut. And if you end up going west, we're just going to go west. We end up there. Just saying.
We'll double back, but we'll
Numbers,
get there.
data. Men talk this bullshit, they get worse. Is that logical?
Is that a rhetorical?
You want me to respond? Listen, we're gonna do better.
We don't live in that world where we're worried about numbers and statistics. Go ahead.
That would be.
What's the question? I'm sorry.
What about the numbers and statistics?
I said we don't live in that world where we're worried about that. That's for the statisticians, or we don't care. I don't care about that. I don't care about the numbers. I care about
why would I care about what some little tiny little white man wrote on a piece of paper?
Exactly.
Well, a lot of people do. That's what gets me. A lot of people are in it. A lot of people look at statistics as believing that that's how the world is.
No.
They never go into the details of the statistics. Where are they taken? What part of the country is taking that?
And who's skewing the numbers?
Doing it right. And how they getting that funding. Where does the funding come from?
Right.
Their political views and things like that. They just hear a statistic and automatically don't just believe the face.
It's from the FCC. It's from the CFC.
Right.
Who owns the CFC? I often ask that. Who owns the CFC? Yeah.
Who owns all this stuff?
Yes. Exactly my point.
Okay, so
go ahead and respond. I'll pretend like I'm listening.
Okay, so again, I know you're one of the illogical people. That's the funny thing about it. You're projecting.
I don't agree with what it is that you want me to say.
There's a lot of projecting of how you guys operate, and then you try to, do this thing. Bro, listen, at the end of the day, the women have a choice. And just as you have a choice. Just like you get up here and you do your little act that you do every time you get on the panel. You choose to do that instead of choosing to be masculine and be a man and actually have argument in good faith.
There you go. There you go, right there. There you go.
Wait, I'm not done. I interrupt you. So instead of you coming to a conversation to honestly have it versus just being on a script and just, you know what I'm saying, repeating the same rhetoric, which you claim we have rhetoric and talking points. You have talking points too. It's just that yours have no validity or anything behind them other than you just trying to clown something that you clearly aren't capable of processing. So again,
I get nothing from that.
Yeah, I guess I came late to that because I don't know what Scam Likely was saying, so I can't.
Oh, that's no problem. It's only a few minutes. Let me see.
So how can this be true? If yelling
at the precipice of it, white folks don't control the fucking economy, bro. The richest people in this country, white people are what, number 7, number 8 in their own country.
So I got a lady up here. I don't want to let on screen. So who controls the economy? Numb nuts. If it ain't white folks, it sure ain't us. So who owns the economy?
See, that's I think that's a problem.
Who owns the goddamn economy? This deserves a good close-up. Who in the fuck owns the economy? Who? All right, back to her script. Now, who owns the
wait a minute. Who owns the economy?
Who runs the economy? Who?
Wait a minute, it's different. Run and own.
Own.
I detract my statement. Run. I detracted my statement.
Exactly that, green vegan.
Oh, okay. So you saying who runs? Okay, that's a difference on. I can't even see that. Because when you saying white people, what white people?
Oh, let's see. I know the Rasta Childs, the Builder.
They're not white.
Bullshit. They are white. Oh, they're Jews. Are they Jews?
You identify people by skin color. That's and you call and even the Moors.
You would like for me to go to nationality?
Okay, yeah, there you go. Nationality. Because the Rothschilds and what y'all saying are white, a skin color, is two different things. The people that runs the world do not consider themselves white. They're not white. And then when you're saying white, what are you saying? Skin color? Or are you talking about law? Because it's black people that's considered Caucasians.
Only thing I know, it's white supremacy rules the world.
Okay,
who is a part of white supremacy? All that are Caucasians, all that are white, all that are
black
European.
People a part of it too. You got black people that's a part of it. You got the Middle Eastern.
What black folks are owning who are owning and control of this country? Name one.
You saying. You just said, as far as white supremacy, there are black people who's a part of the white supremacy agenda. You got Asian people that's a part of the white supremacy agenda. You're talking about two different things.
No, I'm not. I'm not. It's the same entity. There are those black people who contribute to that. Yes, but they are not part of white supremacy. White people will not let black people be a part of their agenda.
Black people are a part of pushing and producing white supremacy.
They probably use them to push their agenda. You know what I mean?
Yes. They use them, but they will never be a part.
They are.
You will never see them. You will never see them on the front lawn of their own little establishment. You will never see that.
Like what?
A house. They will never get their own house. You will never see them with a white picket fence with a white woman on their arm.
You saying black people don't have that?
I said you would never see. Listen to what I'm saying, Vaughn. It makes me sometimes wonder. Do you even know or want to clarify what I say or what my stance is when I say white supremacy?
Yeah,
You always want to put things in one little global stance. I don't get
said that's what I'm asking you, and you keep on switching as far as what you're saying. White supremacy. White supremacy is an agenda. It's a political agenda that's being pushed. So when you're saying white supremacy, what is your definition?
It's already being pushed. What are you talking about?
And I'm saying black people is a part of pushing that agenda.
Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say they were a part of it? Even though they will never be invited to the cookout. Is that much better?
Okay, first of all, what white people are you talking about?
Why do I have to be specific on the name? Why?
Because you don't know. Because you have to separate when it comes to.
If I say Russia, you'll be like, okay, what Russians?
No, Russia is a part of white supremacy, pushing a white supremacy agenda. I'm asking you because you keep on saying white people like they own stuff and things like that. What white people are you talking about? Because the
Jews. How's that?
Do the white people that you're talking about that's doing this is in charge of putting the money into the white supremacy agenda? It don't consider themselves white. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What difference does it make if I name them by nationality? What difference would it make? They will all be considered of that.
Because there are black people, there are Asian people, there are Middle Eastern people that all in it together.
We just cleared that. We just cleared that up already. Cleared that up already.
Go ahead.
So basically, we are agreeing with you, but it's like this. Just like the person who set up Malcolm X, the person who set up Fred Hampton, the person who set up Martin Luther King. Mm-hmm. We're talking about those individuals, right?
The ones that set the ones that funded the Nation of Islam. What was the guy? They call him Hunt. He was a part of a white supremacy pushing agenda. He was a part of that.
So basically, he was infiltrating.
Huh?
So basically, he was infiltrating.
No, he funded the Nation of Islam with Elijah. He funded.
Here we go. Oh, I'm not too fond with the Nation of Islam, my damn self, but I don't want to make too much of a mockery of them because I am not with the nation. Don't want to be, but I don't know. You have to use somebody. You have to use somebody else. You have to use somebody else.
I was just going because what you were saying as far as you brought up Malcolm X. Then you had.
He was a part of the nation until they kicked him out.
Right, but then you said Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King had people putting money into the NAACP and his movement. You had Coca-Cola, you had other entities, but the people that own them it's not the white people that you think that control everything. That is not it is. White
people don't control nothing.
The white people that you think that does, no. Won't go listen.
It makes a goddamn difference who the hell or what. It don't.
Okay,
to me.
Breathe.
It don't make a damn difference who the hell they are. It don't.
Oh God!
You can be clear white. You can be clear.
No, the reason why it makes a difference because the people that actually knew was killed. over it because they knew Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Steve Biko, Fred Hampton. All these people was killed because they found out who was running it. So it does make a difference, and they spoke on it.
So Fred Hampton basically. So you mentioned Fred Hampton. So he basically spoke. He basically spoke on most of what was going on in the government period and who was running shit and blah 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 blah. Plus being in charge of the Rainbow Coalition, plus being in charge of the Black Panther movement. Is that where we're going?
That's just one part. He also knew, which him, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X found out, and they spoke on this. What's the John F. Kennedy spoke on it, and Robert Kennedy, but the three black men spoke on it before then. That's what I'm saying. This is the point that I'm making. You're focusing on one thing, which is just a part of the element instead of focusing on the head picture. When those three guys dead, and that's the reason why they was killed.
When I say white supremacy, you do know I'm talking global, right?
Yes, I know you're talking global,
and
but
it's
I'm
not
saying
all literal white people,
right? It's not when you're talking. That's why I was specifically asking you the question, because to see what detail of it that you're promoting or saying, because these people, Malcolm, Fred Hampton, Martin Luther King, Steve Biko, all of these men was killed because of that.
All these men were killed because of what particularly exactly?
Because they knew who was actually controlling everything, and the people that's controlling everything, that's pushing the white agenda, do not consider themselves white. It's not a white thing to them.
I don't. Why you think Fred
Hampton? Why you think Fred Hampton, when he did form that Rainbow Coalition, that he had whites in there with him? He had Indians, he had Latinos, he had
he had Latinos.
And he sent them out throughout America. Do you know what he told them when he sent them out?
Him specifically, no.
Okay, so that's the reason why I'm asking you these questions, because you have to get to the bigger picture of what they seen. Because if you know what he told them when he sent them out, it's things that you would not be saying as far as the white supremacy. You should talk more on that to show the people what is actually going on. And this is the reason why Fred Hampton formed that coalition and sent those people out.
We're going to agree to disagree.
Okay.
And it really doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter to me who it is, because again, you can say Jew, you can say Anglo-Saxon, you can say people in the mosque, you can say whoever it is that is in their little agenda. The people who are also responsible, when you also mentioned there were Black and Asian people who were responsible for they pulled the trigger, but then did they make the actual decision? No, they didn't. All they did was do what they were constructed to do. If I tell you to go and kill Malcolm, because most of people in white supremacy circles don't want to get their hands dirty, and so they send their little minions like Mr. Williams to go and infiltrate on Fred Hampton while he was asleep in his bed, and FBI people were firing at him, and they said that he had his gun in his hand. How did he have his gun in his hand when he had purely had just bullets in his ass? How was that? So it doesn't really matter to me. White supremacy is white supremacy, and if it don't apply, let it fly. If if it doesn't apply to you, please.
And back to
Explain to me, point to me who was responsible for the death of Prince damn it. Not Kwame Nkrumah. I got to go back. You got me at the train of thought. Go ahead, Bridge. I lost my goddamn train of thought.
no, I was just gonna say I know. I was gonna say back to the subject at hand.
It's your fault, Bridge.
We
It's
got
your fault. It's your fault. If you would have
Now
stopped
you
being
tell me about it. I did nothing about this.
if you had such not
I had
such
nothing
have
to do with it.
such a kind voice. I want a rough voice next time. Stop bringing your kind voice. I want a rough voice. Anyway,
Country, stop using it as an excuse. Stop, please. Especially again, even more so when you are one of the people that's eating.
y'all give me a few
Stop.
minutes. Give me a few seconds.
Damn, what's popping? What's up, Hank?
What's going on?
Somebody got some like.
What's up, man?
Goody. Go ahead, Scam. I'm listening.
Oh, I was going back to the real conversation before whatever was said.
Yeah, I got you.
The problem with masculinity and femininity and all that is the abuse of the words, and they're used in bad faith. If masculinity identifies as male, then femininity is as female. And let's be real, the problem is emotional management. If a woman starts yelling, they call it masculine, but a male starts yelling, they call it feminine. It's either one or the other. So how can this be true? If yelling is masculine, then okay, men are being masculine, women are being masculine. If yelling is feminine, then women are being feminine, and men are being feminine. If that's the case, and you want to teach women how to be feminine, teach them how to keep yelling at everybody. But they keep using the words and throwing them at a convenience, or you're being emotional. Let's be real, people are emotional, men and women. It's about emotional management. How do you manage and how do you use them along with the logic, which they run together like a positive and a negative? They're supposed to run together and you're supposed to use them properly.
Bingo.
Yeah. Emotion is so bad. Why would you go to entertainment platforms? Entertainment is 99% emotion. Sports, only a few people playing, everybody else watching. Why? Emotion. It's not logical. It's all emotion. Entertainment, acting, leaders who have influence, usually influenced by emotion. Charisma is about inspiring emotion.
Mm-hmm.
But they throw it in convenient time. You throw it over there in the feminine just to win a point, or throw this over in the masculine. Somebody was talking and they were saying, well, women get out of their logic and get emotional. But I thought you said the women were emotional and men got the logic. So how did they get out of their logic? I thought they didn't have any. But versus it being a box to put people in, the men over here, women over there, and men over, and everything, you cross the line. You're a woman, man. Why not it be actual connected to a value system? What is it that you actually need to actually thrive? Put some actual good character behind it, some optimism, and say, this is how you manage your emotions. This is a time to raise your voice, lower your voice. Let's be real. Actors, entertainers, pastors, your favorite people. But all people who inspire, or comedians, that's all emotion. Comedians get paid millions of dollars to change the way that you feel and the way that and influencers get paid to change the way that you think, and they usually navigate through your emotions first, then connect the logic to it. And if women are so, why would you throw more logic at them? Well, the numbers. They're not logical according to you. So why would you beat?
Vaughn, did you get all that? Did you get all what he was saying?
I see what he's saying, and I look at it if I can understand what he's saying if you look at it in face value or as an overview. When he says a woman yelling, if men look at that or see that as masculinity, I think it's confusion going on. It's what the woman says when she's yelling. That's like saying if a woman yells in frustration and saying because she wants to get a point across, or she's trying to show you her point of view. That's not masculinity showing. But if a person thinks that, then I think it's confusion as far as defining masculinity when it comes to emotions. It's what it should be pointed out is what she says when she's yelling, her words, what she says, what she's putting in contents. If she's yelling to try to control you or tell you what to do, then I can see interpretation of masculinity. But just on yelling, no, I think that's confusion if someone thinks that way.
And I also would like to say, rest in peace, Mr. Bill Cobbs, one of the great actors of yesteryears. He passed away. Huh?
He just passed away?
Yeah.
I just saw that on the TV.
Oh, I ain't know. Oh, man.
Yeah, passed away at age 90. Veteran actor. Real good. If anybody knows New Jack City, that was one of my favorite movies when, he came in there and was trying to play the Good Samaritan, but in the end, he did what he had to do. But even though that was just acting, that was one of my favorite scenes in the movie where
New Jack City.
Yeah, where he just reached up, shot Nito Brown, and Nito Brown fell to his death.
Oh, I thought you said Bill Cosby.
Not Bill Cosby, Bill Cosby.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
You see, you're showing your age at 29. You're showing your age.
Hit them with more logic. They don't understand you. Like they're just four words out here.
Okay, I got you.
So let's
At a point of bad faith, because I know I can. If the dude above me, if I want to make him mad, you're raised by a single mom. You're being emotional because it's an insult. But if he said what I wanted him to hear, he was masculine. Everything was cool. He said what I wanted to hear. Let's be real. It's all about convenience and people coming in bad faith.
Is he done?
Yeah.
It's funny you talk about people coming in bad faith and then people saying shit like this. Again, is logic capable? Has anyone said that women are completely, totally illogical? Anyone ever?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
Thinking, isn't that gaslighting? I mean, when you want to label somebody, huh?
Say that again.
Gaslighting.
Gaslighting what?
It delayed. It delayed for a second, but go ahead.
Oh no, I was just thinking, isn't that gaslighting when they want to label somebody, out of their character just because they're yelling and stuff?
Is it gaslighting or ad hominems?
Good question. I would call it bitch dependency. That would be me. It's just a whole bunch of word salad coming from this person here. But again, he wins arguments with statistics and just
which one? Fantastic or
fantastic. Scam's proving a point. Scam actually proves a point. He does the exact same thing that I do, only he does a little bit better. But Mr. Fantastic is considered red pill, almost, kind of, sort of, maybe. And he wants to prove that, that men are men are supposed to be the leaders of this and that, and we're the protectors, and we're less of 1% of women who, or less of 1% of men who are very violent to their women. I said, in what world? So you're saying that in 1% of men are violent to their women. See, 1%, that means Help me with my math. 1% of out of 6 million. That's what, 10? So we're talking 10 men who are very violent to their women. Miss me with that garbage. Say,
But
say,
you do hear a lot. You do hear that it happens a lot.
What's
yeah.
that? Domestic violence? What's that? Domestic violence?
Yes.
Yeah, I do hear that a lot of white folks are very domestic towards their women. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do.
And you don't think the black men are?
If you want me to be honest, I see most likely more like a verbal action, not a physical action. You get that I get that every once in a blue moon that a black man would be so cowardly as to hit a black woman, but often, rarely do I see it. And that's just me being honest.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's we can't. I can't. Because you speaking on personal experience and what you've seen. I mean, I've seen domestic violence in all race. So, and some women, even though a person may not hit the woman, that's still an abuse when you yell at a woman in a certain way.
I did say emotional abuse. I did say that. I just didn't say it in totality. I didn't say it in that actual word, but I did say emotional. I did meant emotional abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Either way is wrong, but I mean, did mom ever teach you that sticks and stones break your bones, but words should not hurt you?
Yes.
I mean, I could call you a bitch right to your face, and it doesn't phase you. It doesn't phase black people. It doesn't phase black
And
people
I
at all,
think
except
they
for
see.
except for the sensitive ones that always go, "Yeah, I ain't no bitch. I ain't no bitch. I ain't no bitch."
Yeah,
I don't like being called that either. So
right,
and I don't tolerate it.
Was raised, bro. You can't just be calling anybody no big. That depends
Right.
on raised that. So you can't just.
Okay. So we're gonna waste the amount of time that we have on this blue earth that God created, all because of a person who actually called out your name. Is that what you're telling me?
And that's exactly what I'm saying to some people. That's it's principle. That's their foundation. You don't be calling people out their name like that. Who do you think you are calling someone that does not want does not want to be called that? Nah, bro. You got to respect people where they come from and how they was raised. That word you just don't use loosely like
You
that.
don't freely say that to people.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Okay, y'all gonna argue with me. Y'all gonna argue with me. Fine. This is the reason why I respect May. No, you ain't going nowhere. This is the one, possibly the one opportunity I'm gonna ever have with you ever being up here again. This is the reason why I respect Mayweather. He don't let no words or anything bring him down. Why? Not because of his money, not because he's very successful. Well, he is very successful, yes, but because he has children. I want to get home to my what? children. I have an establishment. I got cars, I got clothes, I got money. It's about high time. Now, if you have, let's just say you have, I don't want to use the word, I don't want to use the K word. So what's a more proper word to use? Because I don't want to say the word killer. You know how sensitive YouTube is.
Delete.
No, like killers, like comrades, bosses, under bosses. Let's just say you have under bosses, right? And they're protecting they're with you everywhere you go, right? Or you have best friends and you pay them, like pay them to protect you, look after you, whatever. Let them do that work. Let them put in that work, right? Let your friends put in that work. You as an individual, if you have so much to live for, why would you let certain word? Now, the word nigger, yeah,
Well, that's part of it.
First of all, you use to prove your point is Mayweather. And first of all, Mayweather is sensitive to words. That could be proven. But let's just go with what you were saying. Mayweather is at a different status in life. So people will come up to him and call him out a name because they want to sue him if he does something to him. But you got someone like Shannon Sharp. Say something like that to Shannon Sharp. He's rich, and see if he don't step to you. It depends on which wealthy person you're talking about. But if any of them didn't have the money that they have and how they was raised, call them that name. Matter of fact, Shannon Sharp says it all the time. Someone better not call me that name. You call someone that name and see if you don't get slapped or get stepped to you. You don't just use that word like that. You don't use that word and just think, oh, this person should go out their life. They got so much to lose. There's people that don't care. They'll lose it. They'll go straight to jail. Well, I'm going to go to jail. Ain't no problem. But I tell you one thing. That'd be the last time you called me out my name with that word. You got to respect people. You just can't just be disrespecting people and think that you could just say words to them.
So, in other words, just let the people know. It's just let them know that you crossed that threshold.
Yeah.
And there needs to be okay. I'm gonna try that. And if I end up in the hospital, the first person I'm gonna call is you. And I'm gonna say, this is what happened to me. You said to do this, and this. I see what you're saying. And I still think, let's just say this. I still think there are ways to go about it, because we are too far in 2024 where goalposts are being moved all the time. And the only time I say we will ever take action is if that we are physically being touched. It's like I'm gonna give another example if I could. Did you hear? You probably didn't hear it. The guy, the security guard that had his hat on, and some famous YouTuber or whatever flipped his hat, and he did a running jump fist on the dude and chipped his tooth. Did you hear about that?
Say it again.
No.
Say it again.
There was a guy. I don't know if you guys ever heard the debate that Tariq Nasheed did with Tommy Sotomayor, Myron, something from Fresh and Fit, and then there was Tommy Sotomayor, and there's this other guy, Sneeko. The guy Sneeko, he was at some type of party, and he flipped the security guy's hat. Now, the hat, yes or no, is a part of your body. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. You flip my hat. I bust you upside your head. Am I wrong for doing that? No, I'm not. Because basically you put your hands on me. If that is specifically what you're preferring to, then okay, fine. Fine. Okay. But I'm fair warning. I'm just letting you know goalposts are always moved all the freaking time.
Yeah, you're right. Goalposts is always move, but it depends on the individual on how far the goalpost has been moved. If you just can't just assume, well, the goalpost is moved, so I could do this to people. No, you can't. Just because the goalpost is moving the way you see it, that doesn't mean it's moved the way the other person see it or look at it. No. You just like in the Bible says the word, and the word of God says your word is like a two-edged sword. People, when it comes to certain words, you do not say to people, or you will get dealt with. That's just period. Maybe you was raised a certain way. I gotta respect that. I respect that. You was raised a certain way. But I've been raised around many people, and I've been raised around people. You don't say that word to you unless you're ready to throw down. You don't.
And then it all depends on the situation too. It's not always a,
Right.
one way or the other all the time.
Right, because you got women that exchange those words together in a conversation. So they use that, but you talking about a conversation, just a regular conversation, you talking to someone you don't even know them, and you use that word at them? Oh, no.
Well, look who done chimed in and got her mouth all warmed up to speak when she had the ability to comment speak. She said, what were your first words, Bridget? Yeah, I want to feel comfortable speaking. Now she feels comfortable speaking. I like picking on it, but I'm gonna transition to another part because this one is kind of funny because it had Angry Man in it.
Oh yeah.
Angry Man to me he's a character. I'm just gonna say that. He's a bit of a character. He's a what?
He cool.
He's a trip.
He is a trip. I do freely admit he is a trip. But
I think that's his personality, that's his content. I think that's just the way he is. Some people look at it as a character. I just think he expressing himself.
I mean, I don't mind him expressing yourself, but don't be yelling at me while you're expressing yourself.
Yeah, I think that's
smoking this cigar.
Now, look at you saying, "Don't be yelling." That could be, but you said
I don't have that many subscribers.
He was talking about calling somebody.
You know what? Shut up.
There's no recognition for the black community. That just gets left out of the conversation. So that to me is a major thing we need to talk about. And the second thing being, let's just be honest.
Oh my God.
Don't take away the degenerates' manhood. Hold them accountable as men, as they should be. When you take away their manhood and call them boys, you allow them to evade accountability. If you want to hold them accountable, men have to speak to men, and they are men too. I rest my case.
I mean, what you said. I mean, we're in a unique spot right now, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm just saying, man. I grew up and saw the transformation of what's going on. Brothers in their 20s, man, they took care of themselves, man, physically, mentally. They worked out, they went out, they talked to the women, mingled. If women didn't want to give them no attention, act right, they just moved on, man. They didn't deal with the crazy behavior. They learned how to sew and shit and fucking, just take care of themselves. The women's behavior has just been an example of what.
That's an ugly icon.
Shit. Post-crack era. This is post-crack results. And it's going to continue to get worse because there's no accountability being proposed to the young ones or, a lot of 30 to 40-year-olds. everybody's fighting about shit that don't make no sense. You know, and until the teamwork happens, then it's just gonna continue to get, you know, worse. I just hope I can live it out. I'm 56. I want to live this shit out. I don't want it, you know. But I don't know. I want to live it out before it hits the fan. You know, y'all gonna have to work it out, y'all 20s and 30s-year-olds, because however y'all look at it. And when the brother just talk about an extinct civilization, shit, could we be next with all of this damn fighting and separation? Because until we come together, we can just get pushed to the side.
Are you guys able to hear
Man,
him?
you ain't fixing this shit.
Yeah,
That's all I got.
Go ahead. When you say, wait, real quick, Trey Fur, when you say come together, what do you visualize? You visualize everybody, you visualize specific people. What's your idea of come together? And then the angry man got up. He said, we ain't fixing it.
I mean, we greater in numbers, man. We greater in numbers.
So that means everybody, as far as you're concerned?
Out of all species on Earth, we're the only same species that are separated. We the only ones that are separated. We don't have a common goal, a common cause. We don't migrate together. Everybody's separate. And if it's not everybody, in my belief, then no, we don't make it. Because it's not enough of us. It's more women than it is men. And as long as the men coincide with the free will to do, as long as the women coincide with the free will to do whatever, then shit. The kids, what about the young boys? They ain't got a chance because they feminizing the whole goddamn African-American male dynamic. So just prepare yourself, prepare your sons and your daughters, because this shit gonna get ugly.
All right, AM, what say you, good brother? What say you? Welcome. Salute to the angry man coming through. We appreciate you coming through, good brother. Shout out to you for blessing the stage. Let us give it your crown while you're here.
Y'all sure y'all want to hear what I got to say?
Hey, man, go ahead. You know, we don't have to agree. You good?
So I'm always with you, man.
And listen, hold on. Let me say the preface. I just don't want to hear none of that light skin shit, man. Yo, I don't want to hear that light skin, dark skin shit. I love it. I don't want to hear that shit. Hey, no, that's not hating. Listen, I love all people. I got light skinned people. They say I'm light skinned now. I don't know, but hey, listen, so I'm not hating on light skin.
We can just show up and you niggas get nervous. Calm down.
Listen, they say I'm light skinned now. I just don't want to have that conversation. But other than that, go ahead, Ingrid, man. You got it.
So, first off, you're never gonna fix this shit. So you might as well forget about it. What's going to end up happening is the black race is going to end up transforming into something different. It's not going to be what it was. And the reason why that is because the more men that you have dating outside of the race, the more men that you have that become passport bros, the black race is going to transform into something different. So you're not going to fix it. You're not going to fix it. And part of the reason you're not going to fix it is because black men are extremely incompetent in one area. The one thing that black men are utterly incapable of doing is checking their fucking women. It's like it's an impossibility to do it.
What?
My bad, I was on mute. Bridge, is your camera on? Bridget. Anyway, I asked this question already. How are we? Let's just say I'm in this, right? How do I control my woman? How would I control my woman?
That's a hard question because I don't know your woman, and it's hard when you're talking about control. that's a lot to put into, because I don't know the type of woman that you are with or trying to be with or you with. So I couldn't answer that. I would just be speculating. So I don't, like to do that. But
do you know what he's emulating? I mean,
he said, first of all, what Ferg said, as far as he was giving an example as far as what men did, I guess he said post the crack era and things like that. Come on. First, I don't even know where he was raised. I don't know. So I can't dispute that. He was probably raised, or he just seen certain things and ignored the other things. But come on, let's be real. The kids, whatever you're saying with the young people, whatever they doing, they was raised by the generation before them. They just didn't just pick that up.
Duh.
They just didn't start doing that. They was raised by the generation before them. So why stop trying to act like that, our generation, we didn't. Stop. Those things, there's nothing in this world, it says in the Bible, there's nothing in this world that's never been done before. That has not been done. History repeats itself. Everything repeats itself. It was done in a small amount in our generation and has evolved in the generation of today. Yes. But don't act like that our generations and the generations come on now, because my mom and always used to say that to me, and my aunts and stuff like that. Well, we didn't do that when we was young. And we say the same thing as our parents said to us. Come on.
That's a damn shame, man. In this generation, at this age, everybody's in their mid 40s. Mm-hmm. Everybody's in their mid 40s. Well, he's in his late 40s. Mm-hmm. Everybody's in their 40s, and we are still acting like teenagers. For the most part. It's like, I don't know what you want. And if I don't know what you want, then and if you're not going to tell me what you want, then stop bitching and crying about it. And if you want a certain type of control when it comes to a woman, I was like, first of all, I don't know your woman, and I don't want to know your woman. That's for you and yours alone, your situation. I can't control another woman. Like, I wouldn't want to control a woman. That's too much like slavery. That's too much like slave talk. We tend to forget, and I hate bringing this up, we tend to forget there was a time where the biggest, strongest slave were tied down and were ripped apart by horses due to a white man's inferiority. But now we tend to forget what our purpose is in life when it comes to wanting to better our communities. And the way you want to better your community is to control the woman, control the woman's thoughts, control the woman's body. Where are we going? I don't know.
I think it's. Do you think it's more so controlling your household, and are they referring to that as having your woman under control when they say because you're supposed to be the head of the household, or they use a statement within that parameter?
How does a woman supposed to act? How is a woman supposed to act? We have one woman here. How are you supposed to act, Bridge?
I don't know. I don't know. I think they need to figure out what they want and then choose from that instead of trying to change every woman into something that they're not.
See, I think that's a stuff, because she said, when you say trying to change a woman into something that you're not. And I think that right there is powerful. And I think that should be a start. Because if you're not this, why try to change the woman into something that you don't even do? Or that's not even
that is accountability for what Mr. Steele is saying, that he knows that it's a lot of men out here are not leading to give a woman something to submit to follow.
See, that's that right there. She said, men. Well, then she have to. I would like to ask her, what is her definition of a man who leads? Because you have to be with someone that y'all come together as one.
As who?
Huh? I asked her. He just played a video, and she said a man has to be.
Want me to play it again?
Yeah.
And that is accountability for what Mr. Steele is saying, that he knows that it's a lot of men out here are not leading to give a woman something to submit to follow.
See, lead to gives a woman something to submit to. And what is that? Because men have different interpretations or different understanding in leadership. So what would you submit to?
Well, he has to be on his. Oh, I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and finish. And I'll save my.
No, I'm finished. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I think what she means is that he has to have some kind of purpose and goals in life, and it needs to be articulated to the woman that's following him. And she would more than likely she would be willing to follow if she saw a clear path of where he's going. And most women want to help, be a helper to the man, as long as they can see what he wants.
Right, but you said at the beginning, a man that has goals. What goals? What is your what goals do you that you will agree to as a person, as a man that you believe that should be a leader? Because men has different types of goals, so you still got to match your goals.
Yeah.
With goals. You see what I'm saying? So even though his goals may not match yours, that does not make him a leader.
Well, first of all,
no, but
your goals may not be her.
Charge.
Oh, you said you was gonna say the taking charge thing. Go ahead.
Well, whatever his goals are and whatever he wants to do, if he's, standing on his purpose and taking charge and doing it, then somebody's going to see value in that and want to follow his lead.
Oh yeah, I can see that if he has that to go and pursue. But it's some cases that women has that strength and is able to push the man. He has the ability, but he may lack in that strength. And it's women that has it and use it to push the man and to accomplish his goals. Because she believes if I give him that and he has something in him that it will be accomplished. And if when he does accomplish, it's just not good for him, but good for me and the family and the kids. So it works both ways. Some men doesn't have that.
Yeah, but it has to be good for him too.
Huh?
It can't just be for her and the family.
It can't what?
He's got to be happy. He has to be happy with the, he has to be happy too.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It can't just be.
I said that it's good for because he has it in him but he may need that oomph to push him, right? But she knows, along with him, that what he accomplished is good for the family. It's good for him and her and the kids. It's good for the whole family. It's just that it's sometimes a woman, she may not have the one for the man do, and he pushes her. You know, I think it's just people that, like it says in the Bible, equally yoked. I think it should be someone that's able to see whoever they're talking to, see their weakness, see their strength. If I have that strength or where they weak, then I can apply. You know, as long as the person is open on both sides and they work together as one, they are able to accomplish the whole world. But it
Whatever happened to taking their woman to Little Caesar, not Little Caesars, Chuck E. Cheese? Does nobody take their woman to Chuck E. Cheese anymore? Or to
And not these bougie.
Where do people get that from? They don't take that. Y'all know? Do you know everybody in the world or something? Because if you do, let me know. You know,
I tried hooking you up, but you didn't. But you said, "Nah, I don't want it."
Oh my
I tried hooking you up, but you didn't want it. So hell, the ship done sailed for you, sir. I tried.
Did you only give him one choice?
Huh? What'd you say?
Did you only give him one choice?
No, I gave him plenty of choices.
No, he didn't. He didn't give me
no, the first choice I was joking. I think I said Grace Jones. I said that. I was joking. I was actually joking. But I also said, you know, Holly Berry too. But you wouldn't take Holly Berry either. So there's no hope. There's little hope for you.
Holly Berry. Well, first of all, Holly Berry is engaged. That's one. But if she
ain't gonna last that long.
Oh, if she wasn't, like she has involved, and what she has involved to, I will take a look at her. I would date her because she has involved in where she used to be. So
fine, Pam Grier. I'm giving you one shot. Pam Grier. Take it or leave it.
Pam Grier might be a little too old for me. I think Pam Grier is my mother's age.
Don't you want somebody that's seasoned?
I think she's
probably still fit and friendly and all that.
Yeah, but I think she, you know. No.
Did you say? Did you see her Playboy? Did you see her Playboy pictures? Jesus. Yes.
That's back in the day. What? Come on.
You're ungrateful. You are totally ungrateful.
I'm not marrying the Pam Grier a Playboy. I'm marrying the Pam Grier as what she is today. Why would I want that?
Duh. I was just.
She might have kept herself.
Huh? You see what she said? You know that she.
What's wrong with just a regular person?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, what's wrong with a regular person, Vaughn?
You the one who's breaking up stars, not me. You the one.
She ain't a star anymore. She's a regular human being.
She's still a star.
She ain't made a movie since 1999.
That's not true. She was in Robert Rodriguez and what's the name movie and the Julie Brown. She was in another movie a few years ago. She's been in movies.
You don't have any more current stars?
Yeah. Do you have any more current stars, Vaughn?
Current stars is what? As far as what?
As far as who you would, take out on a date. Take on a date and.
Oh, I would take.
Go to Chuck E. Cheese.
I would probably take Regina Hall. The girl that played in Think Like a Man, the one that was going with the she played I forget her name. Which one? She played in. Oh, she played in State Property. Was it State Property? Yeah, not State Property. The other one with
the one girls that had their asses up while they were getting screwed. You talking about those?
No.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
No, he was on the phone. He was on the phone
No,
while
not
he
State Property. The one that it was with. What's the guy that played in the not State Property.
Get down and lay down guy.
No. Oh,
I know what you talk. I know what you're talking about.
He was going with his sister. Remember the girl that he was going with his sister?
Yeah.
Her. She played in Think Like a Man. I would take her out.
Listen, if it ain't Kerry Washington,
she's
all
married.
right.
She's married.
So
I don't do married women.
Wait. How do you know she's married? How do you?
She's married. She was just on. I just seen not too long ago. She was showing her house when she was talking about her and her husband. She is married. I don't do married women. I have my religious standards.
Fine. Well, like I said, Grace Jones is available. But look, I got a few. You see, ungrateful, and she is flexible. She is very flexible indeed. Now, ma'am, listen, Bridget, we got just the one for you.
Yes.
His name is Genuine. You know,
I can't hear you.
Genuine.
I can't hear you. What?
Genuine. Did you hear me one? I said that's a good person that you should get a chance to. You know. Genuine.
I'm not even in the market.
Oh, you're not even in the market.
I'm not in the market.
Now see, there you go. All right. See, I'm just the hookup guy. That's all I'm doing. That's my job. If you're all off the market, that's great.
I told you I was off the market.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
You even lied about the age. You told me you was 50 something. I said no, you are 29.
I said I was fit, and I said I was out the market. I wasn't looking for anyone. I was a single man with a single heart. That's what I said.
A single man with the. You know what? Where are we
How
at?
old are you anyway?
I'm 54.
He is not 54. He is 29.
He keeps saying.
Well, who's telling the truth? That's a big difference.
I'm telling you. Why would I lie? I'm telling you the truth. I'm 54. He keeps saying 29. He's not telling you the truth.
Yeah, because you sound like you have more wisdom about life.
Or a 29-year-old doesn't have any wisdom? What you saying, Bridge?
She didn't say no wisdom. She didn't say.
I said he's. No, I said you sound like you have a lot of wisdom.
You know what? I feel an attack coming on here, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna go straight to the video. We only got a couple of minutes. All right.
What kind of attack?
I got traitors in the midst now. Just traitors everywhere.
No.
Let me ask you a question real quick, AM, before you get deep into it. Do you think it's because of their constitution, or do you think it's because of the women?
I can't hear. I don't know why, but do you guys hear well?
It's because they.
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear. It's probably you. What I would do is I would refresh, and just come back. It's not gonna take. It's not gonna take that long anyway.
Okay.
It's not gonna take that long
because they've never been in a position to actually do it. And so by the time you get to the position to do it, it's already baked into the culture not to do it. Because you couldn't check them during slavery because someone else, another group of men overrided your power. So your power wasn't taken seriously during slavery. After slavery, going into Reconstruction, you still didn't have the ability to do it, but you didn't notice you didn't have the ability to do it because your women wasn't really bucking against you like that, because your biggest issue was outside of the culture. So going into Reconstruction, going into Jim Crow, the biggest issue you had was dealing with white supremacy. So you didn't really have an opportunity, like you had that on your neck for so long that you don't know what it's like to function without it. So now that it's no longer there, now that the foot is no longer on black folk neck, black folk had the ability to operate and move the way they want to move. And what happens is it's kind of like if you got a house, you got an old house that's an old shack. You don't really know it's dirty because there's a bunch of freaking rain clouds. It's always cloudy and shit. Then one day the clouds move aside and the sun comes out, and now you see it's dirty. See, the moment the Jim Crow moved out of the way, the moment the prejudice moved out of the way, and now you and the black woman are free to do what you want to do. Now she's doing what she been wanting to do and showing her ass, and brothers don't even know how to check it. They don't even know how to check it. Like, and I hate to point this out, but y'all literally got 3 women in the chat room right now disrespecting the fuck out of y'all.
I gotta do a part 2 to this because obviously, like I said, he's a character. He's a character at heart, and first of all, there's still prejudice among us. Like it or not, the world can change in many different forms, in many different areas, in many different spaces, but the scenario will always remain that certain ethnicities will be on the top and we will remain on the bottom until we start growing a backbone. Until we grow such backbone, I don't see any men of yesteryears. I don't see them. I don't see them at all. You think you gonna grow a pair. Please stop coming after black women. Just for 1 week. Just for 1 week. Just separate yourselves from black women. Try doing that. Can't do that, huh? You got to be successful at something. You got to aim for something a little higher. But no, the black woman is particularly the source of black men's masculinity being strengthened. If we could control these women, we couldn't do it in the Jim Crow era. We couldn't do it in the Dred Scott era. We couldn't do it then. We can't. We could do it right now, but we forgot how to trick them.
I think you're focused on the wrong thing. They are.
Yeah, I think what Bridget just said, that's a part. They focusing or they gaslighting a small element that's being done in the society. And like she said earlier, the gaslighting, I think it does fit to this view. I see what Angry Man is going. I just don't see as far as that's the big deal within our society. I think because I think it is used what is going on. Some people may say the black woman is being used to divide us within our society. But that's just can be all women in other race. But let's just speak on Black society. But look what happened. You gotta remember, in those eras that he was talking about, a lot of Black men left their wives to go up north, get a job, and end up having other families up north and leaving the family down south. You had times that women could not work in the society. They was considered second-class citizens. So they could not work. They could not do this. They could not do that. And men, it was a lot of men who took advantage of that because a woman had to wait home to get things. Now, it was some women that was able to work in as far as in the homes of the white people's homes and things like that, and took care of the children and other things, and seamstress and stuff like that. And they took care of family. But men looked at that and still took advantage of women. Because they thought, oh, this woman's she's in control, so I'm gonna have to beat her to let her know I'm still in control. It was a lot of things like that was going on back in the day. So a lot of women that you see today seen a lot of things that happened to their mother, what their mother went through, the heartache that their mother went through. And the thing, some mothers was like, yes, they went through it, but they still stuck near that man. And a lot of women see that as weakness. And they responding to it because they see their mother getting beat or being taken advantage of or being yelled at. There's many different elements that's going on is the reason why women is acting the way they are. I think us men who are kings within our genes, within ourselves, need to humble, have patience, and understand where this woman is coming from. If she's able to get through what she's going through, she may not. Not right now. She may later on, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. If you have the patience and the understanding, then okay, work with her. If not, then you should just go somewhere else. But why waste your time fighting fire or disrespecting her? You know what I'm saying? Because both of y'all are in this society that is suffering. The men too. But the women, we still have to understand what the woman is going through. Because she's like a backbone. All that stuff happening out in the world, when you come home, she's the one that caresses you. That gets your mind off of things. They keep your mind off of here. That frustration that you come home from work and put on her, she has to take that. She's
just being there. There.
And then she has to take care of the kids. You know, women are multitasking. They take care of the kids. They clean the clothes. They take care of the kids' homework. They tell the kid, you got to go to school. She probably didn't have the school like her kids do, but yet she's teaching the kids. So we have to recognize what women go through, and women also need to recognize what men go through. I think that will help us all.
I concur, sir. Bridge, any questions for me? Any last comments, last visitations, words? Because you know I ain't gonna see you but this one time. Even though you come, can you come back up here, please?
First of all, you don't hear me crunching on my almonds, do you?
Yes, I do hear you crunching on almonds.
You do?
No. Go ahead. Crunching like a motherfucker. Go ahead. Like it was your last meal.
Yes.
Have you ever seen the Gremlins? Have you ever seen not the Gremlins, but those black things that roll around? It's just like Jesus.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Ma'am, you have any other?
No, it's just, just like what Vaughn was saying, that everybody needs to listen more and stop judging and prejudging and really be more empathetic of what the other person has to go through, and all this controlling and all this, I don't know, this domination type of crap, that needs to go out the window.
Yeah, but I say this. If I could bring Bridget up here, if April Carter comes up here, I'm retiring from YouTube right then and there. Now, I am retired. Might do a part 2 to this because I have a book I have not even read yet, but it has something to do with men shedding tears. I have that book. I have not read that book yet because I'm still stuck on Madame Noel. I'm still not Madame Noel. Is it Madame Noel? Yeah, I'm still stuck on a specific book. It's a feminine book, but gotta learn a little bit more about the women and the women's anatomy and all this other stuff. Just like I learn about, I can learn about men all day, but and then
Well,
of
you guys
course,
can produce tears, so I don't see why you can't cry every now and then.
according to certain men, we're not supposed to cry tears.
I know.
We're supposed to be barbaric,
Mm-hmm. No feelings.
We men. Every time I hear somebody say "we men," I'm like, "Are we going back to the barbaric times?" Cause real quick, Scam, me and Scam
That's what
were
it
over
sounds like. God.
Nightish's platform, and some guy. Every time we were having a discussion and seemed like we're arguing, he always goes to, "Now I see how y'all were raised by single mothers because the way y'all talk." I'm like, so we're supposed to be barbaric? And I should have went like this. Me no, we don't know what you're talking about. I should have just went like that.
I know. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
I think he says those things. He's in his trolling mode. I think he says those things to throw your thought process off. Yeah, because Scamp like he is, he ain't a dumb person. He's smart. But I think he's using psychology tactics to throw your thought process off.
No, he didn't do this. It was me and him. No, it wasn't him doing that. It wasn't him doing that. It was me. It was me and him talking to some crazy guy. Let's just put it that way. And he contradicted himself at least 3 times. It's like, how are you going to be he calls himself a Pan-African.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how are you going to call yourself a Pan-African and you are on a panel with a whole bunch of white folks? That's number 1. Number 2, you claim to love black women, but you have a problem with single mothers. Number 3, you talk a good game when it comes to all this black talk, but yet you just called somebody who has his perspective on America, Nightish, of course. His perspective, it doesn't affect mine. Me and him, we're totally different. But when I come on his panel, we talk like we're adults. That's missed. We talked that whole hour. We talked the whole hour. And all of a sudden people come up and it's like, this is a good conversation. This is a good conversation. And it was a great it was a great conversation all the way through until I left because I had an appointment. And I got an appointment tomorrow. So
you mean you guys didn't fight and cuss each other out and everything?
No.
See, it can happen.
No. And I don't like it, but I guess we got to weed out all the weak people to save the strong people, I guess. If Vaughn was ever in trouble, if he was being eaten by a pack of hyenas, I would actually save him.
I would.
You would?
Yes, I would.
That's nice of you.
Yeah,
If Bridge were being snacked on by a bunch of hyenas, I wouldn't do anything due to the fact
Oh, really?
Due to the fact you just said you're off the market.
What?
Oh, I could get moved up because of that. Oh my goodness!
Well, wait a minute. If I were to rescue you, something would happen to me, and I don't want anything to happen to me. So maybe if you give me his number, I can call him. And I said, come get your girl. Come get her. She's getting eaten up.
You guys are no good. That's what I'm saying right there.
Why?
You're supposed to protect.
I am protecting you. I'm calling your the guy that you supposedly with. I said, come here, come, hurry up. She's getting eaten. It's like, why don't you do anything? I can't touch that man.
Okay, so I'm eating up now. All right.
No, because this is what I would say. I would say cover up like a boxer, cover up and swing. Just swing uppercut and duck, uppercut and duck. That's all I would. That's your only chance. And if you have an opportunity, grab a rock or not a rock because you got your. I say a stick. Just grab a stick and start swinging. Just swing.
Would you save her boyfriend?
See, I would have saved you, but now I'm not
gonna save the boyfriend.
Would you save her boyfriend if he
yes,
was?
I would. Yes, I would.
You would?
Yeah. You know why?
Save whose boyfriend?
Your
what?
Your boyfriend.
That's a man right there.
Boyfriend?
That's a man.
Your boyfriend,
No.
Bridget. Huh?
No, I don't have one.
I thought you said you were off the market.
That doesn't mean she have a boyfriend.
I am.
If she says she's off the market, that doesn't mean she has a boyfriend.
So how can one? Okay. So how does that changes everything now? So how does one? Well, we can solve all that later. So let me backtrack my previous statement. So, wait a minute. Let me backtrack my previous statement and say maybe I'll kick the one hyena and say, "Are you good? Are you good?"
Yo,
meanwhile,
because it's probably 5 or 6 of them. They come in packs, so.
I mean, well, there's one would kick 2 of them and just deal with the rest of it until somebody comes around. I mean, y'all got strong legs. Y'all got strong legs. Pick the shit out of them. I don't know. Maybe you'll get that Mufasa. Maybe you get that Mufasa to save your life.
Yeah, that's what I want.
It can't be me because I hey, listen, I've been off the market for so many years. I don't know. I'll grab a stick. I'll say, grab this stick. That's what I'll do. Go ahead and grab the stick. And just grab the stick and I'll drag you. I'll drag you to safety.
Oh, thanks but no thanks.
You know I got your back. You know I got your
Yeah,
back.
right.
I'm just messing with you. I got your back.
Vaughn, you would do the same?
What? What's that?
You would let me be eaten up?
Grab the stick. Grab the stick. Yeah.
Nah. It wouldn't. Even if you had a boyfriend, I would still save you because that's my brother. So I got to save you.
See, that's nice.
You know Vaughn is lying to you right now, right?
I am not.
He is alive from the undergarments of Hades.
No, that's my brother. So I got to say my brother's wife.
Yeah, see?
Now you trying to make me. You know what? All y'all get out. Trying to make me look guilty. Get out! Out! Get out!
See, that's why I don't come in panels, because I get kicked off.
I ain't gonna see you no more anyway, because you're off the market.
I'm listening to you.
You're off the market. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk, but all of a sudden I can talk my ears off.
Yeah.
I gotta go, guys. But listen, I'll hopefully I'll see y'all some other time.
Nice hanging out with you guys.
It was nice hanging out with you.
I guess I feel more comfortable. Huh?
Say that one more time. I gotta fix that.
I said it was
damn
nice
delay.
hanging with you guys.
Definitely. Come back soon, and probably Vaughn will be off the market on the market, and you be on the market, and then you know what? Let me shut up. Let me get out of here. Let me get the fuck out of here.
All right, you guys. Nice talking to you.
All right now. All right.
Now, how do I get out of here?
All you do is press the X button. Just press. It says leave studio. Oh, now that we're up here alone.
Yeah, I see it.
Now that we're up here alone.
I'll see you guys.
All right, now take it easy. Yeah, we're gonna do a part. We're possibly gonna do a part 2 of this but this is what I want to do first. I want to actually read an actual story first to try to get some confirmation about how this whole masculinity thing works, and then I'll come back to the subject. Meanwhile, in between, while this was good, this was absolutely good. We're here for good vibes. Here for good vibes. Good vibes only. No bad vibes are included. So take it easy. God bless. Peace.